Hey everybody, Oddones here, and welcome back to the channel for another figure review. We are continuing our line of the Cang Toys Mini Predaking series. And today we have Thorilla. I'm not kidding, that's the name. This is Mini Thor, known as Thorilla. And yeah. Let's move that down so we get a better picture of its height. This is a Cang Toys original. This is not based on any currently existing Predacons that I know of. At least I don't think so. And as far as I know, the Predacons have always been a 5-man team. Sometimes 7. I forget the other 2. Anyway, yeah. So he's not based on any interpretation of anything like how we had our take on Rampage or take on Tantrum. None of that. This is a bona fide original and kind of just here to bulk out the final figure. Anyway, before we get into him, as always, let's go over his box real quick. There you go, front, back, and those are good. You got the sides, bottom, stuff we can't read. I mean, we fixed it, but we can't read it that well anyway. Oh no, that part's in English. Okay, I lied. We can read everything. Yay. Anyway, let's get that out of here and get back to the figure. Boop. So, this guy, and I know I've previously said Dive Bomb is the easiest to transform. This guy is even easier to transform than Dive Bomb. And so far, of the line that I've done, he is the easiest. And also the least articulated when it comes to, at least his beast mode. Robot mode is not too bad. Beast mode, kind of limited, and it sucks. But overall, guy's great. And the final figure of all of them together is what I really have him for. They're probably never going to be in this form ever again once I'm done with this series of reviews. Before we get into him, we'll show his accessories, so I don't forget this time like I did the last video. We have his base part of the sword, and these will all combine with everyone else's weapons. And his blaster, which will combine with everybody else's blaster. And seeing how I have it, you can actually see the nub marks of where it was clipped off of them producing it. Eee. I'm not really worried about that. Anyway, before I get to transforming him in articulation, do want to let you know that this can store right here on his back. Now he has a little rocket pack, shooting missiles, or whenever he's in beast mode, have a gun in his back, but it looks ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to show you guys that. So if you need a place to store his blaster, you currently can do so right on his back. With that being said and out of the way, let's get into his articulation. So he can look left and right, head moves all the way around. He also has light piping in his head, so you can get glowing eyes if you have light behind him. Let's just get that showing real quick. There we go. You know, just like all the rest of them. He can look up pretty far. He can look down until his chin is buried into his chest. I don't know what he's looking at that point. His arms do go all the way out, so he can definitely hit a T-pose. Shoulder parts will move out the way for you to get more articulation out of the arms. They will go all the way around. We do have a bicep swivel. It's a rather tight bicep swivel at that, but we do have it. Double jointed elbows. We have a swivel on the wrist, also very tight, but it is there. It is hinged. That's more so for the transformation, but hey, if you need a hinge, you have it. These parts on the shoulders also move. Again, this is more so for the transformations, but articulation is articulation. We do have a waist swivel. We don't have an ab crunch, not like with the other ones. Now for his legs, this is where things get a little tricky. So, normally this guy, let me move this up and out the way. I have them attached right now, but normally these will be pegged into the back. Let's see if we can show this. Move this out the way. Normally this will be pegged into right here for some reason. When you do that, you lose your articulation to bend his leg back. So if you want to keep the articulation, don't peg this in, because once it is, it's not going to move. Okay, I lied, it moved. But, you know, it came out. You get what I mean. It can stop it. We do have a knee bend. We have to detach this here, which is also, again, part of the transformation, but these pegs here, peg into here, and when these are pegged in, you will not have any type of, you can bend forward, because that disconnected, but you won't have any bend back. You disconnect it, move this out the way, and then you get a knee bend, so he can pose. Like I said, his articulation in beast mode is what is lackluster. He does have ankle pivot. His toes can go up, they can go down. Why you need him to go down, I don't know. Side skirt will get out of the way for your kicks forward, which are also really stiff. This is probably can go further, but I don't, well no, I do have a skirt all the way up, so no, it can't go any further. That's high as his kick will go. He can, if you need him to, do the splits. And he does have an upper thigh swivel. All in all, articulation in robot mode seems pretty well, and he looks good. You know, the color and detail on this is actually really nice. I guess it would have to be, I mean, you'll be seeing a lot of it once it's all put together to make Predaking. This guy forms the waist. And we'll get to that when we get to the Predaking video. Until then, what do we have? This shouldn't be open, but part of the transformation, you can see the beast head in there. So I guess I should probably get to that so you guys can see it. Oh wait, of course, silly me. How can I do that to you guys? Can't go to that part yet without at least showing you guys Thorilla with the crew we have so far. So there he is, and now we're gonna bring in Rampage. Gonna bring in Tantrum. Oh, where are you? There's Dive Bomb. Gonna bring in Dive Bomb. And giant massive wingspan. Let's move this over some so he can be seen. And we will bring in Razor Claw. Now just move Rampage over some. So as of right now, with everyone here, us having Rampage, Razor Claw, Thorilla, Dive Bomb, and Tantrum, we now have 5 of the 6 parts we need to make Predaking. Although technically it's going to be 5 parts to make Predaking. But anyway, we have 5 of the 6, and the next review we do will be the last part. I just have to unbox them and all that good stuff. But we're almost there. We have the right arm, the torso and head, the crotch area, the left arm, and the left leg. All we're missing is the right leg, review-wise. He is here. Actually, let me show you guys real quick. He is here. We do have him. Just got to get a video up of him. But yeah, this is gonna be great. I am getting more excited the closer I get to having all of these done. That last video should be great, and if it's not great, it'll be great for me at least. Let's get all these guys out of here and get Thorilla transformed. So, getting this guy transformed. See how it keeps opening. It tells you to take these off to open the hatch, but quite honestly, you just have to move it back and it'll be fine. You might want to move this up so it can go down far enough for you to get the head out. And this little tab here will help flip this out. And there you go. Meanwhile, you take the main head, rotate it, turn this down. The instructions say 180, but the head only goes 90. I don't know why. And at this point, we can technically close this back up. And this close, it doesn't feel the most secure, but these sides here are gripped by these holes here. I just want to press those in there, and you should be fine. Or not, because it doesn't want to work for me right now. There we go. And then you just tab these back into place, which have a little tab slot right there on both sides. You can turn his head around, and you have this ready. And I wouldn't be mad if he was just like this. This is cool. Kind of seems like Optimus Primal. Sorry about the cough. Now, as for the arms, there's not really much to do. You can move these up I'm gonna do so to show you guys. So this part will most likely stay like this. You just rotate the bicep the 90 degrees that you need. You're going to open it from this latch here. Very stiff at that too. And you don't actually have to rotate his fist or anything. They're perfectly fine. Just move the fist entirely into its section. And as you're doing that, you can bring his actual monkey fist down. Use this to the same side. All right. Gonna open this section here. Why did I cut my nails? This hurts. There we go. Close that down. And you're pretty much done with the arms. You can make it look nicer if you want, all that good jazz, but the arms are pretty much done. This guy has the simplest transformation of the bunch so far. It looks a little ridiculous, I know, but bear with me. Also, you're gonna wanna free his thumb, and he does have articulated, well, let me rephrase that. He has semi-articulated fingers. I cannot get this out because I have no nails, and then I proceed to get it out. So they're permanently in the hunched over knuckle position as a gorilla would be. So all you really need to do is move his thumbs out and it'll be perfectly fine. Because unlike the larger counterpart of this little guy doesn't have the articulation in his fingers. Like I said, this back here for me doesn't like to stay connected together. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or maybe the figure just said, screw you, I'm not working for you today. But hey, we're gonna get it for the video, right? Alright, so now that we got the arms transformed, we're gonna go to the legs. And an unnecessary amount of rotation you need to do. So the instructions tell you to rotate the waist, rotate the thighs, and rotate the foot. And all the rotation. You think this figure was nedgy. Anyway, you're gonna rotate this around. These are fine that they're detached. Actually, you should probably move them down. While you're here, you can flip out his gorilla feet, which have a little tab right here conveniently. You know, makes this easier, even if you don't have any nails. And then what they want you to do is to then rotate the thigh. So this is now forward, and then rotate the ankle. So the gorilla feet are forward. Once that's done, you're going to raise his toes up in the back. And you're pretty much 90% done now. I know it doesn't look like it, but you pretty much are. So, once this part's done, they want you to move these down. It says 90 degrees. And they also want you to attach these tabs to this part of his thigh. That does not work that well whatsoever. I struggled doing this, reading the instructions, because it's not that clear. It doesn't tell you that you should bend the legs back away from him to do this. It just says attach it here. Go to the back. Raise the skirts up, because you're going to have to move these out of the way to get any type of leg articulation right now to move these. See if I can get the other one. Man, this really hurts doing this without any nails. I am not kidding, because joints and things are so tight. There you go. Move those up. And now you can move his legs back to give you a little bit more range to get this going. But these tabs are supposed to connect into these little slots on the upper leg, right by the hips, like so. Doing so is going to limit your articulation greatly because they're locked in. And I mean they're locked, like they're stuck like that. That's it. If you try to move his legs outward, these are going to pop off and you lose that range. So if you really want it locked in, go ahead. If not, I'd say just leave them a little bit of space, give the illusion that they're in place, so you get a little bit of articulation with the guy. And I say a little bit because he doesn't really have much as it is on his own. But let's get his hands in proper shape for this part. We'll just turn his thumb like that, close his fingers back up, lift his head up, and you are pretty much done. You now have Thorilla in his beast mode. And you still have your arm articulation. By the way, you know, you might want to go back here and clean this up. It says to move them down. You know, There you go. Let's move this down a little bit. There we go. He doesn't do much in this form, you know? There's not much done in this. It looks good. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. This looks good. For it being this small and having this simple of a transformation, it looks pretty good. I mean, we gotta bring this down so we can get a better look at him. There you go. Thorilla in gorilla mode. That name. What, of all things, why did they name it Thorilla? Ugh, God, the name is terrible. Anyway, here he is. He can look down. He looks up. If you use the extra joint, he can look up even further, but you know, you have that horrible, ungodly sight. So let's move this down. His mouth does function, so you can get him yelling if you want. Looks good that way. And if you want to, you know, posture him up, just move his arms forward. The shoulder joints you can lift up and move, and it'll give you more range for the arms. You move it too much and you'll open the chest, which is there for the, you know, Predaking transformation. But this is all you got. That's how he comes when you have him in gorilla mode. Pretty straightforward, and like I said, he has the most simple transformations thus far out of this set. Not gonna know if that's gonna hold until I get to Land Rhino or Land Mini, whatever his name is. Headstrong. You guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, oh, and to show that off, like I said, this does attach to its back. So we're just gonna put this here where that goes, and it looks kind of silly in beast mode. So maybe you don't want to do that. Anyway, with that being said, we're gonna leave him here, and we're gonna get the other guys transformed, come back so you guys can get your last group shot of all of them together in beast mode, and we'll wrap things up here. So we'll be right back. Now that everyone's all transformed, let's bring them all in to join Thorilla. So let's get Rampage back out here. Tantrum. We're going to grab Dive Bomb, who takes up a lot of real estate. We'll just put him in the back over yonder. And last but not least, we're going to grab and place Razor Claw. And can't see them that well, so what we're going to do is spread these two out, bring these two more towards the forefront, and try to give you guys a better shot. So with that being said, here we go. And they do look pretty good together. I'm never gonna have them displayed like this, sadly, but they do look very well together. Ooh, man. It really is a nice display, but are you ever actually gonna leave them like this, or did you get them for the giant robot they become? Because I got them for the giant robot they become. Let me move these guys to the side a bit. This guy does look great, fits in with them great. It's a really nice original piece that Cang Toys made here to go along with the Predaking to what will essentially be make it a little bit bulkier. You know, everything could have formed together and probably made Predaking without this guy, but I'll take an extra figure. You know, that's pretty cool with me. Like I said, articulation in beast mode is a little limited, and that sucks, but not much you can really do about it. I mean, hey, I can get him to almost pound his chest, right? Yeah. There we go. Yeah, stay tuned. We have 2 videos left to go. We have to get Headstrong's video out the way, and then we get to the final video, which will be Predaking himself. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hope you guys can find these for yourself and pick them up and have as much fun with them as I have. I will catch you all in the next one. King Kong out.